Hello and welcome back to another video. So today's video is another renovation, and it's the Landgrab household. Now I was stumped, guys, absolutely stumped. When I entered into this household, I thought it would be a good challenge, and here is me realising it's a bit more than a challenge. In fact, it's quite impossible. So as you notice about the Landgrab household, there are, I believe, 5 doors downstairs that lead outside and windows. So we've done a couple of things a bit differently than what I would normally do them. So for this household here, firstly, they're right up here in this top room is where they're going to be all hunkered down trying to survive and stuff. Another thing that is important, and I feel like we should mention, is that the zombies have not found this house yet. The reason I thought I would add this detail in is because if they had found the house, the Landgrabs would most likely be dead. Now I'm not trying to be negative about it, you know, it's a zombie apocalypse. Things like this does of course happen. That's just how it is. But I thought I would just say that for this one here, the zombies have not found the house yet, because I thought it was appropriate that we had at least one where they got up to the top so quickly, zombies haven't come in and explored this house. So I just thought that would be a little bit different from all the other ones we've done where zombies have been around the outside or they've got into the house. For this one here, they didn't and have not found the house or seen the house or got inside the house. So it's just a little bit different. But moving on from this, you guys can sit here and enjoy me downgrading the house and doing all that sort of jazz. And then of course there's the family afterwards. But let's get on to the deets of what we really want to talk about. Get Famous was announced today, and oh boy, that trailer was really good. Now I don't do trailer reviews or really even reviews of packs. I just want to play them. So obviously I don't do one on my channel, but I mean there are so many great reviews out there. I'm gonna link one I watched today that was really good down in the description down below. So if you want to see someone do a review and walk through the trailer and stuff, check it out in the description down below, because I will have one linked there that I watched that was really good and I really enjoyed it. So not back onto this build, because I mean come on, you guys can watch the build, but I can now sit here and talk about this trailer we watched. Now, I've not given my review. My opinion of the trailer is that it's going to be awesome. Whether it's like Sims 2 or Sims 3, I don't know. I do hope it includes a few more careers, because we just don't know what's in store for it. But again, I mean, who knows? Who knows what it's going to actually include in that sort of respect. So I'm not actually too worried about what the packs have. I'm very interested in that there's not really a lot of packs I really want. What's the right wording here? I'm pretty easy breezy about a lot of things. I'm not bothered with what packs they do decide to include and what packs they don't decide to include. I'm a huge fan of Sims 4 being its own individual game that stands separate from Sims 1, Sims 2 and Sims 3. I don't want repeats of previous things we've already had in other games, because I would just play Sims 3 if that's what I wanted. And I mean, it'd be nice, ideally, if someone upped the graphics on Sims 3 somehow. See, I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But if someone upped the graphics on Sims 3 to make it look as pretty as Sims 4, I reckon people would play that game easy breezy. But everyone likes the new and the improved and the pretty. So, you know, Sims 4 is good, but I know a lot of people prefer Sims 2 and Sims 3 and stuff. But for me, Sims 4 is its own unique game, shouldn't really be compared to Sims 3. And as far as what we want from Sims 4 Get Famous, I don't want a repeat of Sims 2 or Sims 3. So, here we are with the Landgrab family makeover. Now I thought I'd just flick back to the Landgrab family makeover really quickly before, I mean I probably won't have time to continue to talk about Get Famous, but look forward to that in tomorrow's video, because I'm definitely going to talk about it a bit more. Now, as you would have seen in the house build, the Landgrab family locked themselves up in the top room away from, well, everyone and everything in their entire lives, and maybe that wasn't the smartest decision for them, because they sort of let themselves go a little bit. As you can see, they're quite a rich family. She's definitely had some plastic surgery on her chest region. And part of this family is that they're quite, I would say she's a big fan of her appearance and thinks it's quite important. But unfortunately, that's not what happened here. She let herself go a little bit. Their clothes got ranky and old and everything went a bit, ugh. So this one here, because I like to give all families different approaches to how they try and survive the zombie apocalypse, different approaches to how things end up. These guys did not end up great. Comparatively, compared to a lot of other families, I would say things are a bit abysmal for these guys. So as you can tell here, she's in this outfit that came with, I don't know, the camping one, whatever that pack's called. Came with that pack there, and all of the family are in these absolutely terrible outfits. They've only got the one outfit. Get rid of that lingerie, put her in something basic. That's pretty much exactly what this whole thing is like. They are poor. They're more than poor. They're like the poorest of the poor. They no longer have this status. I mean, with the zombie apocalypse around, things aren't great for them. And so, as a result, this is what their life has become. They are essentially homeless, but they don't live outside of their house because there's zombies there and they would die, and they don't want that. So the Landgrab family are dirt poor, essentially, compared to a lot of other families and how other families dealt with it in their makeovers. These guys didn't have access to a lot of things. For the sake of argument, they did have food to survive, and they did have access to water. So they had those things to stay alive, but they only had each other, so they would be yelling all the time at one another and fighting and all that sort of stuff. So they had each other to keep themselves company, but they had to make do with their clothes when they got all ratty and old. They had to attempt to survive on what they had. So that's why their clothes look like they're from, I don't know, the 1860s. They're quite poor, and they, I think they look pretty cool in their outfits, but they are surviving on the bare minimum, which I think would be a big deal for Mrs. Landgrab. I don't think she would be the biggest fan of it. And he's probably my favourite of all the makeovers. That hairstyle looked a bit too put together. He's still young. I mean, it's been long enough for these guys because all of the different renovations take place at different times in the zombie apocalypse. So these guys, I would say, are the furthest into the zombie apocalypse in terms of the amount of time that has elapsed since the zombies took over the town. These guys are definitely the furthest along. They are, they are just dying. They need to leave the house, they need to go find more people, they need to get civilization, but I think Mrs. Landgrab is taking over and she will not let them leave. So that's my theory for the story. So thank you so much for watching this, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this de-renovation, you're excited for Get Famous, and you're excited for the rest of my Halloween videos of this month. So, as always, guys, stay toasty. Bye!